Hello, thank you for joining me again for another segment of the Fitness Whisperer. So today we're going to talk about foods that help to boost your immune system. Maybe you have a cold or you have a flu, you're feeling the symptoms of a cold coming on, or you're just recovering from a cold or a flu. So today we're going to touch on some foods that you can buy anywhere that would actually help with your recovery or will help you from getting a full-blown cold or a flu if you take these food products early on, okay? So the first thing that comes to mind that I love to use, especially when I start to feel a cold or a flu coming on, is zinc. 50 milligrams. Zinc is excellent for the immune system. What you want to be careful of is that you make sure that you take the zinc with food. I would recommend that you take it twice a day. So if you're one of those individuals in the mornings that like to eat a big breakfast, then take it with your big breakfast. If not, if you like your breakfast light, then I would wait until lunchtime and take it with your lunch to begin with, and then take it with your dinner as well. But always make sure you take zinc with food. If not, you're going to feel really nauseated, and it's a really uncomfortable feeling, kind of, like you want to throw up. So zinc is highly effective. It's very potent, but you really have to make sure that you take it with food, okay? Another great thing that you can take, especially if you're feeling a cold coming on or a flu, or if you're dealing with a cold or flu, blueberries or strawberries. Blueberries in particular is a superfood. It has antioxidants. It's great for the immune system. It's easy for the body to metabolize. It's a really great food source that will help boost your immune system and help to fight off any kind of cold or flu symptoms that you have as well. Another thing that I would like to do when I'm sick is I make something called the brew. And what that is 1 tablespoon of honey, oil of oregano, 2 drops of oil of oregano in the honey, and a lemon wedge, right? Stir everything up, of course, hot boiling water, right? It's kind of like you're making a tea. Stir it up and just sip that. If that's something that you're not really fond of doing, if you don't like honey or if you don't like lemon, oil of oregano on its own, you can just put 2 drops under your tongue, 2 or 3 drops under your tongue, and just let it absorb into your system that way. And maybe you can try doing that 2 or 3 times a day until you start to feel better. Or, like I said in the onset, if you start to feel a cold or flu coming on, start with the oregano oil as well, okay? As a matter of fact, I mentioned the zinc, I mentioned oregano oil, and I also mentioned blueberries and strawberries. Now, these are things that you can take when you have a cold, but I also highly recommend, we all know the symptoms, when you start to feel sick, you start to get a little bit of a headache, the scratchy throat, your sinuses are starting to get a little bit aggravated, right? So if you start to feel those common symptoms coming on, right away, start with the zinc, the oil of oregano, and start, digesting some blueberries and strawberries as well, okay? The honey, honey is great as well. Really, I know it's very sweet, but honey is great for the immune system as well. A lot of antioxidants. It's a great natural way of fighting off a cold or flu as well. Now, we all know that there's a lot of products out there that you can buy at the pharmacy over the counter. I'm not going to list them, which work, fairly well. But the thing with that is that anything that you buy over the counter, you have to remember that they have to stay on the shelf for an extended period of time before somebody actually buys it. So there are going to be some chemicals, some preservatives in it that after you digest it, your body's going to have a hard time metabolizing that stuff and really focusing on the products or the properties in these medications that the body actually needs to fight off your cold or flu symptoms. So I'm not against buying anything over the counter. This video is about buying foods or getting foods that are natural, easier for the body to metabolize, and it's just overall better for your digestive system and your internal organs as well, right? So that's just something you might want to think about. Over-the-counter products are great. They do over a period of time, if you take it for 3 or 4 days, does help you get rid of the flu or a cold. However, I'm a much bigger fan of doing things naturally, taking the natural products that will help your body fight off these symptoms, right? Now, one thing I didn't mention is water. If you're suffering from cold or flu, you want to make sure that you're drinking a lot of water, at least 2 liters a day. Now, 2 liters of water a day is something that I recommend that you should be drinking regardless of the fact if you're sick or not. But especially if you're sick, you want to make sure that you're drinking water. And what that does is that it helps to flush out, that cold and flu bacteria. You pass it, of course, when you go to the bathroom through your urine. But the more water you drink, the better your body will be able to flush out, these the cold and flu bacteria in your system. So really make sure that you're drinking at least 8 glasses of water, 2 liters a day of water when you're sick or when you just start to feel the cold and flu symptoms coming on as well. Okay. Now it's kind of hard to gauge exercising. This is where I'm going here. If you're starting to feel sick and you just have a little bit of the sniffles, stopping your exercise routine is something that you might want to gauge, and it's kind of hard to gauge. You don't want to get even more sick after you exercise. I mean, you're burning calories, so those are the calories that your body needs to fight off your cold and flu symptoms. However, cardio, for example, for promoting blood circulation, goes a long way in helping you beat the cold or these early on cold symptoms, right? So you don't want to go to the gym and work out like you usually do, especially if you're starting to feel sick. What I would recommend is maybe if you want to do cardio, maybe cut it back. If you're used to doing 30 or 40 minutes, you might want to cut it back to maybe 10 or 15 minutes, right? Cut down your resistance level as well, and kind of just go at a nice moderate pace. You don't want to go with the idea that you're going to go and sweat and have yourself a good workout, especially when you're starting to feel a bit low, because your immune system is already being impacted trying to fight off this bacteria. So you burning calories is not going to really help your body that much. But promoting blood circulation is definitely something that's a good idea for you to do, especially if you're starting to feel a little bit of the cold symptoms. But you do not want to exercise to the point where you're actually taken away from your body, because then you're going to get sick. As a matter of fact, you're going to get really sick. Okay, so that's how cardio. That's as far as cardio is concerned. If you want to do a little bit of weights, same thing. Tone it down a bit. You might want to drop the weight, 5-10 pounds, and a light, moderate rate. You don't want to do too many repetitions. 10 to 15 repetitions at a light, moderate rate. Just remember, when you're sick or you're starting to feel sick and you're going to the gym to exercise, all the power to you, and I mean, you're a trooper for doing that. But just remember, for the next short period of time, your idea of exercising is just to help your body recover from whatever your body is fighting, right? So treat it kind of like a cold and flu fighting therapy, okay? So you want to go light, moderate rate, not too heavy of a weight. And if you're used to being at the gym for 45 minutes to an hour, you might want to cut it back a bit. 45 minutes, I think would be the maximum amount of time that you want to go to the gym, especially if you're starting to feel these cold and flu symptoms. And just leave it at that. You don't have to cut down your days. Again, just gauge it. I mean, if you're a gym goer that goes 2 to 3 times a week, you don't have to cut down your frequency, but you might want to cut down your duration, your level of resistance, and just go in with the mindset that you're there to kind of just help to complement your body and try to fight off these feelings of feeling sick. I know when, especially if you've been exercising for a long time, if you do miss a day or if you're sick and you have to stop and you go back, that time that you're not exercising, you just start to feel even more sluggish. You just don't feel the same way. I mean, I get it. I know the feeling. When I don't exercise for a while, especially after being sick, you just don't, your body feels off, right? And for those out there who are watching this, you guys know what I mean. You just feel off when you haven't exercised in a while, right? So I get the whole reason why you want to continue your weight training and your cardio training while you're still feeling a little sick, but you really have to be careful, because burning too many calories is going to actually work against you, and you're going to be away from the gym that much longer. Okay, so go exercise, go work out, go do your thing if you're feeling a little bit sick, but gauge it. Go nice and light, and if you start to feel even worse after that, that's an indication, or your body telling yourself that you completely need to shut it down. No gym for 5 to 7 days. Go home, take your zinc, take your oregano oil, your blueberries and strawberries, have your honey, and just relax. Drink your water, rest, relax, let your body recover. Okay. And you'll feel a lot better. I mean, of course, it's going to be a little challenging when you go back to the gym. You're not going to be where you were a week or two ago, but that's fine. You've recovered, and you're going to be back to where you want to be in no time, right? So it's all about making yourself feel better, and you don't want to overdo it. If and when you decide to go to the gym during these cold and flu symptoms, or when you come back, right? Same thing. When you come back, you do not want to go back and exercise the way you were post cold and flu. Ease into it, right? Same thing. Cut down your duration. If you're used to going for an hour, just go for 45 minutes. Cut down your weights. Cut it down by 5 or 10 pounds. Go light. Cut down the duration of your cardio. Cut it down by 10 to 15 minutes, at least for the first week. Just let your body adjust and ease back into it again. There's no reason to rush, because if you do it that way, you're going to get sick again, and you're going to be out for even a longer period of time. Okay? So it's all about reintroducing your body to the exercise. Give yourself a week of exercising at a light, moderate rate, and then you can go back to your regular routine, a week or two after that. And you will feel better, and chances are you won't get sick again. Okay? Now, I'm going to touch on the zinc again, only because I've had a lot of clients who I've told about zinc. They started to feel better, and instead of taking 2 a day, they were taking 3 or 4, which is a huge no-no. Okay? You want to take zinc a maximum of twice a day. Any more than that, you're going to get constipated. Okay? So it works phenomenally. However, you have to do it in moderation. You don't want to take too much zinc. 50 milligrams at a time. I think each pill comes in 50 milligrams. If not, they're 35 milligrams, I believe, or 50. Whatever the milligram count is, you don't want to take more than 50, and you don't want to take less than 35. But what you want to make sure that you're doing is taking the zinc only twice a day. Okay? I know I talked about zinc earlier in this video, and I'm talking about it again, only because it's an amazing mineral. It really works. However, you really have to proceed with caution. Take it with food, and only take it twice a day. Okay? So that is it, folks. That's all I really had to say today about superfoods that help you fight off your cold and flu symptoms. For those of you who've watched this video or who have been watching all of my videos, thank you, first of all. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you like what I'm saying and you want to follow me on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. And I usually put out some information videos once every few days. And for those people who have been sending in emails, once again, I'd like to thank you, and please continue to do so. I like hearing all the questions, and I like responding to them. I may not respond to you within 24 hours. However, I will get back to you. So thank you once again. So that is it, folks. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.